You almost lost me, guys. A couple days ago, I tweeted this. Bored with rebuilds, done with rebuilds. And at that point, it was about 3:30 in the morning, and I was not having fun doing these rebuilds anymore. But yesterday, I came back and said, I changed my mind. I changed my mind because I ran into this roster that is near perfect. Now, strolling through Reddit. If you don't use Reddit, you sleep because it's one of the best websites out there and one of the worst at the same time. And a guy put together this amazing roster that I have to use. And the description will be the name of the Gamertag, so it is on Xbox. I don't know if somebody on PlayStation has ever done anything like this for 2K17 yet. But he redid the 2009-2010 rosters completely. We're talking about contracts, age. Everybody drafted after 2010, they're no longer on this roster. And we're going to use it to rebuild the New Jersey Nets. Now, the New Jersey Nets are one of the worst teams at the time. They finished with a record of like 12-70. So I decided that this is the perfect team to rebuild. We take a look at their roster. I decided to download the right jerseys and logo, everything. You can do that easily by go to Team Relocator and upload/download team design. That's exactly what I did. And the team is looking like Devin Harris, Brooke Lopez, E. Jillian, Courtney Lee, Skip to Malou, Trenton Hassel, Chris Douglas Roberts, who I don't think was actually there, but like I said, it's near perfect. It's not 100% perfect. Like, he's got some roster fillers, or maybe he should be here because this is a creative dude. Maybe he's right. Okay, Chris Humphreys, Terrence Williams, Sean Williams. Just know this team is bad, and that's why we got to rebuild them. But I'm gonna quickly stroll through the rest of the roster so you guys can get a feel of how accurate this roster is. You got the Denver Nuggets, who have Melo, Chauncey Billups, J.R. Smith, Kenyon Martin. Such a good team. Pacers got a young Danny Granger before the injuries, and Paul George wasn't even drafted back then. Chris Paul is in. This is supposed to be the Hornets, but you know what I mean. They got Peja Stojakovic, Mecca Okafor, a really solid team. Rip Hamilton and company in Detroit. Chris Bosh is back in Toronto. The Rockets got pretty much nobody. They got Yao Ming still, Trevor Ariza, but that's it. Tim Duncan is back in the game at 32 years old. Like I said, he reset all of the ages, which it probably took him ages to reset the ages. You got Steve Nash still in the league, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden together. But you got to think about it, this is before James Harden. This is not peak James Harden. This is like rookie James Harden. Yeah, this is actually, yes, this is rookie James Harden. He was drafted in 2009. Serge, this team was nice. This team was so nice and up and coming. I feel bad that these guys are no longer together. Then you got Minnesota, who also had a really bad season. I may rebuild them in the future, but we're going to focus on the Nets right now. Brandon Roy's in the game. Just know I'm going to be using this roster a couple times, guys, because there are a lot of teams here who I want to rebuild, and it's just such a nice roster. You got Derrick Rose, 21 years old there, Kirk Heinrich, Brad Miller. Man, this is one of my favorite Bulls teams of all time. Just know that. So we're probably going to rebuild them too. The Cavaliers got a young LeBron James, 24 years old, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen all together there. Baron Davis is in a Clippers jersey. Of course, these guys have been together forever. Marc Gasol, Zach Randolph, and Mike Conley. This is like rookie Mike Conley, or he's been in the league for 2 years, actually. OJ Mayo. The Hawks got Joe Johnson, ISO Joe, Josh Smith. This is like, I've got this feeling of nostalgia because I remember these years so vividly. But that's pretty much it, boys. And we got through Dwight Howard is in Orlando. Okay, I've talked enough. Let's get to rebuilding. So we want to first move. I don't even know. This first year, I don't know if I should do any trades. This is not going to be a one-year rebuild, boys. We're going to take our time with this one and have some fun with this roster. Let's see what we can get for Devin Harris. Now, one thing he didn't do, it looks like, is reset the draft picks. So there's no way for him to actually do that during the roster, so I'm not complaining about it. So we're still at a disadvantage. We're basically playing with the Brooklyn Nets, if you think about it. So they don't have much. But we can make this trade to get a first round and a 19-year-old Drew Holiday for Devin Harris. That's not a bad trade. We got a young Bogut. Let's see. We could trade for Shaq. He's 34 years old, so I don't think that's a good trade right now. And Delonte West. Nah. Baron Davis and Marcus Camby. Another nice trade, but you got to think about their age. We're doing a 3-year rebuild. This guy's probably going to retire within the next 2 years. And Baron Davis, 4 years, $52 million. I don't want that. We could pick up a 22-year-old Mike Conley. I think I like that first trade. I'm not seeing. I mean, each of these trades look really. Oh, wow. But we already have Brooke Lopez. We don't need that. Vince Carter, 32 years old, not going to take a shot. Marion, no. We're going to go back and do that first trade that we saw, dealing with Jrue Holiday. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a draft class that imports the 2010 rookies. So pretty much anybody drafted after 2010, they won't be a part of this video at all, because nobody has made a real draft class like that. Like, a lot of the draft classes that are like that, they're here, but it's like Steph Curry's already at 90 overall, and really we want like rookie Steph Curry, so we're not going to deal with that. I also want to trade Trenton Hassel for a first round pick. It's lottery protected, so I don't think we want to do that. Marcus Camby, again, is too old for that. But here's a first round pick. We're also picking up Zaza Pachulia, who's about the same age, but there's a first rounder that we can take. Oh, Boozer, but he's on a 1-year deal. I'm not looking to win this year, but we don't even have our first round pick, which sucks. Let's see if we can make a trade to get our first round pick back. It was in Boston, right? Boston still has all of our picks. You guys want to just switch back? They're going to offer it. Skip to Malu, I'm sorry. You got one of the best handles in history of basketball, but we're going to do that. And this is what our team is looking like for year number 1. See you guys at the end of the season. I'm guessing we're going to have a high lottery pick because this team kind of blows. LeBron walked away with an MVP trophy. Tyreek Evans won Rookie of the Year, which happened in real life, which is cool. 6th man went to Manu Ginobili. Marcus Camby, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved, went to Bogut. And Coach of the Year went to Doc Rivers and Boston. Oh my God, he switched to coaches too. Dude that made this roster, he was really on it. Okay, we finished with 13 wins. History basically repeated itself. This team finished with 12 wins in real life, 13 wins here. I wanted to look at the league leaders. Kevin Durant, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Brendan Roy, top 5. Kobe, averaging 21.5. All right, basically, okay, it looks nice there. I want to see our personal stats here. Brig Lopez cracked his neck vertebrae. Oh my God. And then Yi Jillian also was injured for a lot of this season. But Jrue Holiday played pretty solid. I mean, this was like his rookie year, right? Yeah, this was his rookie year, really. And he played pretty solid. So let's get into the playoffs. Obviously, we're not a part of it, but let's see who wins it. In 2009, 2010, I do not remember who won the actual championship, but let's see who it's going to be in here. Good old-fashioned Boston versus LA, and Boston won it out, man. Rajon Rondo wins Finals MVP, averaging 21.7, 9 assists. That's the Rondo my Bulls wish they had at this moment. Player retirement. Let's see who. Tree Rollins retired. Makes sense. Juwan Howard retired, even though in real life he didn't retire until like 4 years after this, I think. Oh, Ray Allen retired at 38. We're not going to let him retire. I just vetoed his retirement. Bill Cartwright retired. Okay. That's it, though. League meetings, you know, we got to make sure they don't pass anything we don't agree with, and nothing is. So the lottery. I'm guessing that we have we 25% chance of having the top overall pick. I'm not going to sit through the actual lottery. We fell all the way to 4. Come on. I did do a little bit of scouting in this draft class. There's nobody super special, though. I'm probably just going to trade my pick for, like, real players. But let me double check that. Scouting, mock draft, or no, not mock draft, but here we go. So if we have the 4th pick, see, the 4th best prospect is a 73, or I guess a 74 if you think about it that way. So we're gonna trade this pick, and Brook Lopez is young. We're gonna keep a young Brook Lopez. Let's try to trade Courtney Lee. Oh, we have 2 first rounders. We could pick up a young Bogut, who just won Most Improved Player, by the way, and Brandon Jennings. We'll come back to that. We could pick up Luol Deng and Joakim Noah. This is like 2010 Joakim Noah was okay. 2011 Joakim Noah was a little bit better. That's a nice trade, actually. We have Jrue Holiday. This Luol Deng will be our starting small forward. We can move up to the 3rd overall pick, but I don't really want to do that. 2nd overall pick in Gallinari. No thanks. Jason Kidd's too old. Chauncey Billups. We have a point guard. Stop thinking about point guards, Jury, and just we could trade up to the 1st overall pick, which I'm gonna do. We're gonna do this trade to trade up to the 1st overall pick. Not that we're gonna draft, right? I forgot the 1st overall pick, 77. We're still gonna trade it, but now we're gonna basically that same package we just got. We're gonna flip it. We could pick up the Finals MVP Rajon Rondo, but again, we don't need him. ISO Joe and Josh Smith. Trade number 4 looks nice. Or we can pick a Rookie of the Year, Tyreek Evans. See, there's so many options right now. So many options that I feel like if I do the wrong one, we can be in trouble. I don't know if it's going to get much better than a young Amari Stoudemire, though. I decided to make the trade for ISO Joe and Josh Smith. I just like that. I just like Josh Smith a lot. I just like Joe Johnson. I mean, he did play for us, kinda, a couple years later. Not kinda, but he definitely did a couple years later. So we're just gonna bring him in right now. So what else we got? I like this. Drew Holiday, Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, Brook Lopez. I like that right there. But I want to trade Yi Jillian, but we can't because he's injured. So let's trade this guy in the first rounder. I want a nice power forward for the starting lineup. Elton Brand's 31, so I don't want to do that trade. We can make this trade to pick up 2 first rounders from Boston, but those first rounders are not going to be anything because that Boston team's really good. But I don't see anything else, so maybe we do that Boston trade. Actually, we're going to do this trade with the Dallas Mavericks. And that's all we're going to do for now. So let me turn down this volume so y'all can't hear it. We're going to get to free agency. I have no idea who's going to be a free agent this year, so it's all new. We got a lot of spots to fill on this taste. One being starting power forward, and then pretty much the entire bench. So, yeah, that first overall pick ended up being a 75 overall. We got it way better with ISO Joe. So, okay, team and player option, what we got? None. Oh, Al Horford's going to be a free agent, huh? Okay. All right, he declined his option, but he's probably going to resign. Marquise Daniels don't want you back. Sorry, buddy. You want to test free agency? We want you to test free agency. I don't want to bring anybody back from here. Yeah, you all can walk, and we're going to rebuild this team through free agency, hopefully. I've never really had good luck with free agency ever in 2Ks. But you know what? This is a new me, so I'm going to offer a contract to every one of these dudes. So I'll be back in a little bit. We're basically gonna sign whoever wants to come here, and if it's not the right position that we want, we'll just trade them away for the position that we want. So that's the plan. So far, we struck out on a lot of people. We were able to sign one guy that's a kind of a big name, but LeBron, Dwayne Wade, all those guys they didn't want to sign. We did bring in Marc Gasol. What I wanted to do is his overall goes up if we make him a power forward. So he's, oh no, we have a power forward in Josh Smith. I forgot about that completely. Okay. So Marc Gasol, we're probably gonna let's do it now. Why not do it now before the season even starts? We got this pick from I gotta just think. Send Marc Gasol back to Memphis after he said he didn't want to be there. I don't want to trade anybody else but Marc Gasol. I'll wait till the season starts to make that trade, but I just wanted to show you that we picked up him. We still got to fill the rest of the roster because right now we're still don't meet the requirements to start the season, so we'll be back. All right, so this is a team going into season number 2. We got Joe Johnson, Marc Gasol, Josh Smith, Brook Lopez, Hedo Turkoglu, and Drew Holiday. I was expecting Drew Holiday to get a lot better in the offseason, but he didn't. So I don't know if I really like him starting at PG at this point, him being just a 76. But we also brought in CJ Watson, Carlos Arroyo, and these guys are just basically roster fillers. Yi Jillian is still out. He's been out all last season. He's going to sit out the first 10 weeks of this season. But I still wanted to see what we can get for Marc Gasol and a top 3 protected first rounder. So basically the same trades that were offered to us earlier. Maybe we do this Chauncey trade. I'm going to do this Chauncey trade because, again, like I said, I didn't like the way Drew Holiday was progressing, and Chauncey will definitely run this team nicely. Now, we have 3 point guards coming off our bench, so we're going to make a trade there. And I think since Drew Holiday's so young, he probably has the highest trade value, so we're going to make a trade getting rid of him for somebody to come off our bench and provide, like, these 2 guys will fit. But let's see if there's anything else that's better. Al Horford's not a bad one. Paul Millsap and Meta Okoro. Wow, he had a trade ball back in the day. S3s are 81 at the center position. Bynum and Lamar Odom. See, like the childhood me wants to do all of these trades, but I'm trying to think of it as like from a GM standpoint. Now, this trade does not look bad from a GM standpoint. We got Kevin Love and Al Jefferson, a young Al Jefferson, and a young Kevin Love. Young Kevin Love was better than the 84, in my opinion. 2009 Kevin Love, what was he averaging? Oh, okay. This is before prime K-Love. 2009 K-Love is only averaging 14. But Monte and Steven Jackson. Yeah, I did that trade fast. Yeah, I like it. I like it. So you know what we're going to do, actually? We're going to make Joe Johnson a small forward. And now he's going to start at small forward, have Hedo come off the bench. Hedo's kind of like a point forward in himself. And then same thing with Steven Jackson. They can both bring the ball up the court. Now, I don't like that I forgot how to pronounce his last name, but I don't like that he's our backup center. So we'll make one more trade. Probably getting rid of Carlos Arroyo. See, I'm trying to figure out if I want to go all out for season number 2. Because I think our team is good enough to win a championship. But if that's the plan, I need to go all at it. I need to just go at it. And yes, I did see that first trade looked marvelous for what we're looking for. Oh, Ben Wallace. So you know what? We're going to go back to that first trade and make that happen. Bogut is now on the team. And I think he's actually a higher overall than Brook Lopez. So Brook Lopez probably be coming off our bench. And now Carlos Arroyo is our backup PG, which I don't like. But we still got plenty of first round picks. You put in Carlos Arroyo in the first round pick. I'm guessing you're going to get back a nice point guard. I'm hoping. Mario Chalmers, it's an upgrade, but not that much. Aaron Aflalo, Courtney Lee. What just happened? Oh, okay. I mean, maybe that's them telling me to hurry up. So let's hurry up and do the trade for Mario Chalmers. Now, Mario Chalmers is going to be our backup PG. That really just freaked me out. Chauncey, Monte, Joe Johnson, Josh Smith, Bogut, Steven Jackson, Brook Lopez, Hedo Turkoglu, Mario Chalmers. I think we're done making trades at this point, so we're going to simulate. We're going to stop at the All-Star break this time just to show you guys what the record is at that point, and we will be back. All right, guys, I thought I was done, but not so much. We're going to pick up David West and Darren Collison. Now we're done. We traded Steven Jackson, and it wasn't anything against him, but I just really like the fact that we'll get a better backup PG. Mario Chalmers was okay, but Darren Collison is better. So now I'm really confident in this season. We're having David West coming off our bench with Brook Lopez down low. May not be the best defensively, honestly, but that's fine. We'll be okay. So we're 44-12 at this point, which is crazy. First in the East, first overall. In the West, we got the Los Angeles Lakers. They're currently on a 10-game streak, but OKC currently on a 15-game streak. So we got to worry about both of those teams. In the Eastern Conference, I'm not worried about anything. But I want to show you guys the stats at this point. Here's our team. Monte leading us in scoring, so that was a good trade, it seems like. Chauncey not too far behind. He's also only averaging 5 assists, but Chauncey never really was, as you can look at his assist numbers. Never really was the best passer. He wasn't out there facilitating in a way of getting assists. He wasn't getting assists, but he's facilitating, if you understand what I mean. A rebounding, Bogut has got us. He's got us for sure. Now, I think Yi Jillian came back, and I don't really like that. Is he still in minutes? He's not still in minutes, so he's fine. He's fine. If he's not still in minutes, he's fine. Hey, Courtney Lee. And Marco Bellinelli. We'll do that trade. Alright, so I know I probably shouldn't be making trades since our team is doing so good, but I think that's going to help us out even more on the bench, if you think about it. 10-man rotation. Yeah, I like this. I like what we got going on here. Hedo's not having the best season, but it is what it is, man. We're going to continue to simulate, get into the playoffs, and hopefully win a championship. LeBron wins another MVP. Ricky the Year went to that guy who we don't care about. 6-man went to Dragic. Defense Player of the Year went to LeBron. Most improved went to Aaron Gray. Out of all people in the world, Aaron Gray. Okay. Steve Clifford wins Coach of the Year. And that's it. Now we finished with the best record in the East, as you could probably guess, because we did do so good. 10 games above anybody else, so I'm expecting us to just get through this Eastern Conference pretty fast. Western Conference, though, we got some competition out there, so we got to get to this championship and fight hard. First round, the Bulls should not stand a chance, and they do not. Next, we have Orlando. They should not stand a chance. They took 2 games, but that's fine. Defended champions here, so let's take our time with this one. Game 1 is a W. Oh, okay. I thought we were going to go up 3-1, and we did. And we're going against the Lakers. So, of course, they have Kobe. Of course, they still have Bynum, Powell, Lamar, Meta. They also have Ray Alston, who we traded them to, right? We gave them, right? No, we was in that deal to get back our first round pick, and then he went to LA. They have Shannon Brown, who's from pretty close to where I'm from, so shout out to Shannon Brown, and his brother Sterling Brown, who's playing at SMU right now. Pat Bev, Coach Luke Walton, still weird to say, Sasa Vucic. Let's see how good we can do, man. Game 1, we catch an L, lose by 3 points. I want to shorten our rotation to, let's shorten it to 8. And let's see if that makes us a little bit better. Our starters are getting more minutes. Okay, there's a W. Again, all right, our starters get more minutes, and that's all it takes to win a championship. Let's get it, boys. Finals MVP goes to Chauncey, getting pretty much his second ring, right? That's ring number 2 for Chauncey at this point. If you enjoyed the video, as always, be sure to leave it a like. Let me know what team I should rebuild next with this roster. This is really fun running the longer rebuilds of 2K17 for me, but it's just because I was just enjoying making trades with this roster. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out.